All right, everybody. This is Jay Leno with another TMNT discussion. I'm here with the guy Torvik.
Yo!
I'm here with the guy Jonan.
What's going on?
What's going on, guys? Man, I'm really excited for this stream tonight. We're going to be talking about the Turtles of Grayskull issue 1. They've
Issue 1.
Exactly. I feel like they've promoted this crossover for almost like 6 or 7 months now. It might be a year. I mean, I'm just gonna go down the line. Torvik, how do you feel about this crossover with the Masters of the Universe with Grayskull and TMNT?
I like it, but the last few pages got kind of confusing to me.
Okay. I got you. What was confusing about it?
Well, do you want to get to spoilers at all right now?
Okay, oh yeah, right. We'll get to it. We'll roll that out and just clear us out there then. Well, Joni, how about yourself? What was it like for you? Like, how'd you feel about?
Pretty cool. I mean, TMNT obviously has been getting a lot of crossovers and stuff lately. But yeah, this definitely does. Like, I mean, I'm down for it definitely because, 80s and stuff, He-Man, TMNT. So I was like, all right, sweet. And then on top of that, like they mentioned it, I think I saw a video about a year ago where they were talking about it or something, or not them, but I think I saw some other YouTube channel talking about it and stuff. And I was like, wait, we're supposed to get a TMNT He-Man crossover, and they're like talking about toys and stuff. I was like, oh man, that would have been awesome. But they postponed it, and now here we go. Well, here we have it. So I'm like, all right, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Myself, I'm for any Ninja Turtle crossover.
Talk to him, Torvik.
Like, I'm also interested in the Naruto Ninja Turtle crossover.
In November. Yes, indeed, sir.
Oh
Still
yeah,
not
you already
sure
know. I'm excited
why
for
they
that too.
may change April's race in that one, though.
So
Oh
what?
yeah, yeah.
What did
That
they
was
go with? Did they go with the? I guess like the second April black with
nah,
the curly hair, or the
nah. They just
April.
they just made her black, and she kind of, I think she might have like a twist or something kind of going on, and they're like a little bit like an orangish red kind of color.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I mean, but I'm still here for the Ninja Turtles Naruto crossover though. So
Yeah, I'm still here for. I mean, I agree with you, Torvik. I agree. I definitely miss my redhead. I'm not gonna lie.
yep.
Miss my redhead. Well, Torvik, bro, you got a surprise for us today, bro. Well, tonight, bro. Like.
Yeah. For one thing, well, the disappointing thing is I did not get Wave 1 in, but here we have Raphael. And each one has a little blurb on the back, as you can see here. And Raphael goes, the Turtles track Shredder back to Krang's Technodrome. Raph charged headfirst into the fray before a flash sent them to Eternia. Now adorned in Ram Man's spare armor, Raph is back to tracking Shredhead.
Okay.
Then we have Shredder fighting a very cool looking Splinter.
See
And
now,
all
now I'm
Shredder
wondering if
wants
they're
to
gonna bring him
do.
in.
Well, I'm not positive on what Wave 1 was, and if there's going to be a Wave 4.
God.
But all
Well,
Shredder
look at
wanted to do was eliminate the Turtles once and for all. Unfortunately, Krang's plan to harness the most powerful force in the universe backfired and flung them to planet Eternia, where Shredder encounters an interesting new ally.
Okay.
Skeletor.
Well, guys, I'm looking up a wave one for the Masters of the Universe.
Oh, and next we have Ram Man, mutated battering ram.
Nice.
And it goes, Ram Man did not hear his assailant's attack. It was as if the wind suddenly choked him out. He awoke covered in ooze, and he opened his mouth to speak only to hear a bah come out of his mouth. All he knew is he had a master, and his name was Krang.
So wave one was Donatello, Leo. What's the guy with the mustache that's the Masters of the Universe and He-Man?
Men at Arms.
Yeah, Men at Arms and He-Man.
Or Duncan.
Yep. Yeah, those was in the first wave.
What was the fourth one? You said 3.
Oh, there's 4 waves? Hold on, let me see
Might have
here.
been
Wait,
looking at
okay. So wave, hold on, wave 3, wave 4. Okay, which wave you said you wanted?
Wave 1?
I just told you wave 1.
No, I heard you say 3.
I know. Okay, I said He-Man, Donatello, Leonardo, and then the guy with the
He-Man.
mustache from Masters of the Universe.
Men at Arms. Then what's wave 4?
Wave 4. 1 second. Wave 4 is April O'Neil, classic He-Man. It's a different suited Leonardo. Let me see who the Hordak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Hordak. Yeah.
Yep, and Hordak.
Okay. It's almost disappointing you're getting like 2 extra Leonardo and extra He-Man instead of new characters.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
they could
not
have went
really
all out.
as Leonardo is my favorite turtle.
Yeah.
Well, we're missing a Mikey fan because I'm Raph, Joan is Donatello, yours is Leo. We need a Mikey.
Oh yeah, we definitely do. That'd
I
be
have
awesome.
to say, I do like Mikey in this set for the hair.
Mikey does have the coolest hair ever. I'm not gonna lie.
That is hilarious.
But
He's
are you
got
guys
like
ready to see
type of
wave
hair.
3?
Oh, you said you want to see wave? You want to know what wave 3 is?
No, I have wave 3 here with me.
Oh, okay. Oh, hell yeah, let's see it.
Well, to start, we have Beastman.
Oh yeah.
It goes, Beastman did not trust the alien outsiders the moment the foot set foot inside Snake Mountain. Rather than become Krang's next mutated experiment, Beastman escaped to strike a bargain with He-Man. What he found instead left him shell-shocked.
Definitely feel like some time was taken for this whole line.
Yeah.
And next we have Teela.
Definitely.
I need a
And
T-shirt
as
of this.
Eternia's heroes mysteriously disappeared, the mighty Teela is the planet's last line of defense. When she meets 4 brothers who share her warrior spirit, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now armored to the shell, she is more determined than ever to find the lost heroes.
Okay.
And next we have Casey Jones. With back on Earth, Casey Jones fights baddies as
that's cartoon
hockey
Casey too.
vigilante. Yeah, using gear he can fit into his bag. Now that he's on Eternia, he loads up on Castle Grayskull's best battle equipment to join the fight against Krang and Shredder.
Oh, I didn't know Casey would be in on this, but that'd
Yeah,
be
me
pretty.
either.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He must eventually. He's hopefully. Yeah, he's eventually going to. I mean, at this point though, with them including all these different characters, yeah, anything can happen at this point.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know what they should have done for Wave 4 is Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, they've got. I mean, they've got figurines. I know that. I've seen some pictures of the Bebop and Rocksteady figurine.
Yeah.
Okay, and next we have Skeletor.
Oh.
Time and time again.
That has to glow in the dark. Has to.
Got that samurai foot armor on.
I don't know if he does. It doesn't say so. But time and time again, Skeletor attempted to destroy He-Man, only to fail until that is the fateful day he crossed paths with an evil alien named Krang. Now with He-Man out of the way, Skeletor's path to controlling the power of Grayskull is finally clear.
Nice. Wait, I didn't get my background.
And now for so far, I think is the best figure, because of the hair, is Michelangelo.
Yep, that's the one that got my comic book shop.
Bruh, I gotta get that Mikey. I don't even have that many Mikey. I don't have that many Mikey. Well,
Yeah, well, Mikey may be a party dude with pizza on his mind, but after hearing about the heroics of He-Man, he has had a new purpose. To be the most powerful turtle in the universe. He grabs a blonde wig and began emulating He-Man's greatest warrior.
Nice. I actually do got a Mikey one Mikey figure. I got one of him from a little Cobra Kai crossover.
Oh yeah, I wish I got that set.
I was not a big fan of the Cobra Kai ones.
What? Don't let my buddy Mal hear that.
No, like the turtles didn't look that different from each other at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I just saw this
one. Yeah, to me it was the same four figures, but they all basically was the exact same mold with a different coloring on them.
A little karate with a little black mask and stuff.
Yep, I agree. Now, I guess getting into this comic, the ones I thought this was all going to be IDW. I saw that this is a Dark Horse comic, and
I didn't think about that.
With it being Dark Horse, I wonder how far they're willing to go. Are they going to keep the halfway friendly continuity of the Turtles? Because I mean, the Turtles do get violent, but like Dark Horse will go demonic dark at times too as well. So I guess we'll go. I'm gonna start off with you, Jonah. How do you? I mean, like, what's any expectations or any pre thoughts towards Dark Horse handling this comic? The series?
No, I don't think they'll go crazy like Hellboy or something type of crazy, but I think it would just be tame. Like, it would be like, regular kind of PG-14 or whatever. I mean, like, anyone can almost pick it up. Just a little cursing maybe here and there and all that, but that's about it. Well, actually, I think there was a scene. Let me look in the comic real quick, where I think like Krang was getting cut up or something. So that was actually.
Yeah, I was about to say like dude, they never got decapitated and split apart.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that was something. But other than that, nothing too crazy in my opinion. Not like body count level or something.
Oh yeah. Body count was just like Michael Bay rated R.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I guess.
Oh yeah, the body count comic I bought directly from Kevin Eastman.
That's pretty cool.
That's amazing. So Torby, what was your thoughts as far as finding out that this was a Dark Horse comic?
Honestly, it didn't really come up as anything for me. It's just a turtle comic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
But one
I
thing
didn't
I
think
think
about
that it did, I'm pretty sure it did save me a bit of money.
I got you.
As there's no extra covers to it. It's just this one single cover.
You talking about? You said you got the original cover for the comic?
No, like, I mean, this comic only has one cover.
It has it has more than one covers.
Wait, it does?
Yeah, if you look
Yeah,
at
it's
you look
in
on
the-
you look on my
it's somewhere.
screen, there's like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Oh, for the first issue? Oh, wow.
But I'm not gonna lie though, I do like this first cover though with He-Man in the middle though.
Yeah, I
Well,
still pick that first one over the other variants.
Yeah. But I'll definitely talk more about it when we get more into like the art aspect of the stream.
I got you. I mean, bro, we can get straight into the art aspect. Go for it. You can go ahead and lead the way.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Obviously, yeah. The art is definitely one of the best parts of the. Well, probably is the best part of this book. Not to downplay it or anything, but yeah. Because to me, it kind of looks like I'm pretty sure we've all read Batman in the TMNT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could
have
be
every
wrong here.
one of those.
Yeah, I could be wrong here, but I think it might have been done by the same artist because this style looks exactly like his. So that's why I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely good. And I think he might have also did Injustice too. That Injustice crossover with He-Man too.
Okay.
Yeah, which takes place directly after the second game.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it looks like there's a cover. Look at the cover. There's one showing He-Man and Leonardo fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the two swordsmen.
Oh, that's done by Stan Sakai, the guy who created Usagi Yojimbo.
Oh yeah, Stan Sakai.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the one of Raph, Mikey on Battle Cat.
Oh, you're probably looking at other covers and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, I agree with you. I believe that this artist, like, I mean, like, he's got the turtles bulked up, looking cool. I mean, just esque of like what we would get from the action figures, especially from the 80s and 90s.
Oh yeah, definitely good marketing.
I mean, these are like almost like Titan like turtles, so it definitely matches the aura. I do like the lighting and the detail and muscles. I mean, with the shading, like, I mean, like it's almost as if the turtles still have like this gloss towards them. If maybe I don't know, maybe you guys can see that. I feel like I can see a little bit of a gloss on them.
Yeah, I see what you mean, like the little lighting and stuff. But yeah.
But so like, how did you feel about like Shredder, Krang, and Skeletor, and how they were implemented as villains for the first issue?
I don't have a huge opinion on it, but it just seems like, yeah, typical kind of bad guy team up kind of thing, and the heroes will team up. So like, obviously you got like Shredder and Krang, they're teaming up with Skeletor, which, you know, Skeletor is like Shredder's kind of equivalent, you know, the arch nemesis and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty nice.
How about yourself,
Well,
Torvik?
actually, going on, I'm not too sure. There hasn't been enough done in the first issue to really say how they're working together in that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it
on
kinda
a
just
bit of
happened.
yeah, like, did you guys read the Master of the Universe Thundercats comic?
No, I did not.
Oh, I did not know they had a crossover.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oh, they did?
Oh, I thought you said they did. I was like, wait, did it?
Yeah, and what actually happens is Mumra tricks He-Man to give him the sword. And as Adam, he stabs the sword. And when he's Adam, Mumra stabs the sword through Adam. And while he is stabbed through, he Adam actually turns into He-Man because the Stardust Connector was stabbed through him.
Oh dang.
But he ends up losing the sword and comes back as Adam and then dies. And Lionel brings him over to where Mumra gets all his healed and whatnot and goes him into there. And Battlecat also changes into like a Thundercat.
Oh dang. Okay. Well, so do you think we're going to get like a? I mean, it almost sounds a resemblance to what kind of like how this issue is, because we're seeing these Masters of the Universe characters. I mean, in particular, He-Man as well. They're going to go through mutation with the mutagen.
Like as you know from the figures, Ram Man.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to get into that too in this stream about the mutation part. So
Yeah,
like,
one more thing with the He-Man Thundercats comic.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think would win? Skeletor? Who won, Skeletor or Mumra?
I'm gonna take a wild guess. It's gonna be Mumra, given Skeletor down on his luck.
I guess just by how he looks to me, Mumra just seems like a superior being over Skeletor.
Actually, Skeletor wins.
Wow.
And then turns Mumra into some kind of drink and drinks him down.
Wow.
Ouch.
And they're now somewhat combined in the same body.
Also, he's like uber Skeletor. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Well, I guess going back over to the to this comic. How do you guys feel about pretty much the villain's artwork? I thought Krang looked pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty
in
nice.
The Masters of the Universe. It's like a green troll. I'm gonna get an image of it as well.
Yeah, like a little troll body kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Let's see here.
All right, could just show it to you.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and I'm just now seeing the neutrinos in the comic too, looking on this page.
Mm-hmm. I'm about to switch over to everybody's artwork.
Oh, and the haircut and the wig Mikey has is a page boy.
I mean, this isn't the artwork that's in the comic, but this kind of gives you an idea of how everybody looks.
Yeah.
So going into the mutagen itself, so power structure wise. Did the turtles not get a buff, but everybody else who was either human or in the universe in the massive universe, so everybody else got a buff then? That's what confused me.
Don't know yet.
So I'll say this. Well, no, I don't think they have a buff yet or anything. They might get one later, but I was gonna say, because I remember in a previous stream we were talking about I guess I wasn't in it, but I think I was in the chat. But I was saying yeah, it's not far-fetched for the turtles to kind of be in the He-Man universe, as in they're not completely outscaled, because even though He-Man's off some Superman level stuff sometimes, depends on which version and all that. Everyone else is kind of they got technology and stuff like that they rely on, or some kind of superhuman strength sometimes, or just skill and all that. But yeah, so I don't know, if they were gonna get a buff, they'd probably get some kind of magic or something by sorceress or something like that.
Yeah, that's one thing that wasn't confirmed to me.
Yeah, and the He-Man universe, and it seems in this comic, they share the same universe because, well, in case you don't know, He-Man's actually an alien from another another planet and all that stuff from Eternia.
Okay, I'll see. I'm a novice. I have never paid attention to He-Man at all. So you guys.
Oh no, you're cool. I'm a little bit of a casual myself, but I kind of got a little interested in the He-Man lore, so I started getting some comics a little while back. But but He-Man, he's part Eternian and technically part human too because of his mom. Because his mom originally was a astronaut from Earth, and then she got stranded, and eventually just stayed on Eternia, where she fell in love with He-Man's dad, King Randor.
Okay.
So yeah, and then they had like 2 kids together, which is He-Man, Prince Adam, and She-Ra.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, okay. So if an altercation occurs, and see, I'm not trying to jump to the end. I'm trying to avoid from jumping to discussing the end of this comic. So, you know what we'll do is how did y'all feel about seeing like this Armageddon battlefield like this early in issue 1? And
Definitely. Oh, wait. Keep going. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, matter of fact, yeah, that's what I do. I'll go on. So for people who haven't read this issue, there's pretty much like this Braveheart moment in the comic, and they're bringing in the entire Turtles lore. I'm talking the Triceratons. You got it looks like Triceratons. And what's the name of those? You said neutrinos?
Yeah, the little neutrino kids and all that, or the teenagers from Dimension X.
Yeah, they got the neutrino kids. You've got Slash making an appearance as well. They give us Leatherhead's in here. Bebop, Rocksteady.
I don't see Baxter Stockman, but his Mousers are there though, and he was mentioned in the story.
Okay, so yeah, so we still might even get Baxter Stockman. I think the biggest surprise to me was that they used Renee for travel.
Yeah. I think I know the story might seem a little confusing, like Torek said a little bit earlier, but I think I kind of might have it pieced together. Because I think the Turtles were like pursuing Baxter Stockman, which led them, to the Shredder and Krang, who teamed up with Skeletor. And I think the Triceraton thing, where they were like captured and fighting for their lives and all that, that might have been when they first met He-Man. And then later on, they might have teamed up with him to go, have this whole beginning fight or whatever with their armies and stuff starting to clash.
Okay.
So that's how I think that's how the order is, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so
You about to say something, Torvik?
Okay, so I just found something interesting. You know why this comic starts with them already on Eternia and that? The mini comics with the figures explain what happened.
Wow. So without even trying, we did a prelude to the comic because we okay, elaborate, keep going. I mean, yeah, that's what's up.
No, it's just literally it's the mini comics.
The action. Get them up to that point. Wow. So and then so He-Man gets a hold of this mutagen as well and gets a buff. Like I thought He-Man was enough.
Yeah.
So,
I think the Shredder and Krang might have captured him or something because they say he was missing in action, so I wasn't sure if they were talking about like because back in the day He-Man used to have a secret identity thing going on where he was like, oh, I'm Prince Adam, like people don't know I'm He-Man, and then eventually he came out with it so everyone knows. But I guess the bad guys might have captured him and experimented on him and turned him into this purple mutagen He-Man that we see. That's on the battlefield.
okay.
But I'm not gonna lie though, I'm kind of a little disappointed by the transformation though.
Really? What just
Yeah.
because okay, go ahead, elaborate.
I mean, don't get me wrong though. I mean, since this is a TMNT and He-Man crossover, I'm pretty sure they're going to cross over certain aspects about each universes and all that. So like, obviously the Turtles, they're getting the little attire that the He-Man characters got, like their technology and maybe their magic at some point. Whereas I'm like, yeah, it's kind of clear that obviously they're going to get like mutated and stuff, kind of like the Power Rangers from that second crossover when they got like turned into the actual animals that they turn into, or
Yeah.
So I kind of figure, okay, so we're definitely going to see some mutants and stuff inside this crossover. But I was like, oh, this is He-Man's transformation where he's like all purple and he's like hulking out. I was like, oh, I was kind of expecting He-Man or something to like kind of like, if he was gonna mutate, he would probably mutate into some like, I don't know, like a fusion of like Battle Cat or something, and you probably have him like as Battle Man or whatever. But I don't know.
Okay,
As an artist, I
here's
might try to
something kind of
redesign that.
You said what, Torvik?
Well, there's some deluxe figures that are Build-A-Figure, but they're Target and Walmart exclusives.
Ah,
Okay. Yeah, it's like, but yeah, this shift is amazing. It's confusing to me because what I'm guessing is the Masters of the Universe people got nerfed.
oh, so
It would have. I mean, it would have to make sense because I mean they're on the battlefield. I mean, to me, it just doesn't make sense for at this point the Turtles being as strong to fight up against these Massive Universe people that've been mutated already. And then, not to mention, you said He-Man has done Superman-esque things as well. And I always thought that He-Man was set up to be more powerful than the Turtles. So, like, if you were to pick one or the other, like who got nerfed and who got a buff so far, showing us from issue 1, I would say that it's more He-Man probably getting nerfed. I mean, how do you guys feel about that?
But I don't think he got nerfed though, because we haven't like seen like we'll definitely see in next issue since the Turtles are going to fight He-Man.
You said what?
No, it looked like at the end of the first issue they were actually fighting together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the thing is with the He-Man stuff is like Skeletor's minions, they're not as strong as He-Man though. Even though He-Man's like on some, he like I said, he can be on a Superman level type of thing sometimes, but it's more so like the sorcerers that he fights, like Skeletor or Evil Lyn. Their magic is like really powerful and stuff. So that's like what's a challenge to He-Man. But like Beastman or Trapjaw or whatever, the Turtles, they can handle them.
Well, mind you,
Okay.
Teela does kind of handle Evil Lyn as well. And Teela has no magic powers for the most part.
Right. Yeah, she's more of a skilled fighter that fights with like a little bow and all that. Or a bow staff or whatever.
Okay. So it's not that crazy of a stretch.
Right.
And so it looks so basically so the Turtles eventually get captured and then Renee tries to save them.
Yeah, it looks like this is a reference to like the Mirage comics where the Turtles were like was in outer space and they had to like, when they first met the Triceratons, they got captured.
Yeah,
that might be a
like
reference to that.
what it is somehow being to me, this is like where it gets where I was getting confused. Is they're fighting on Eternia, and then Renette shows up,
Right.
and her and I think the sorcerer are both talking. And then it ends up where the Turtles first meet the Triceratons on their planet. And they're fighting out with He-Man against a bunch of Triceratons.
Yeah.
So could it be that there's there's the Turtles and He-Man meet in two different universes where we have one version where the Turtles are in Eternia, and then we have this version to where He-Man is a part of what you guys had just mentioned when the Turtles first fought the Triceratons, where He-Man is a part of that universe.
I think it's the same universe. It's just like Eternia, it's a planet and stuff. But yeah, so like He-Man, he could have probably ended up in like space or something. And like the Triceratons could have captured him.
Actually, ignoring the cartoon of Batman versus Ninja Turtles, which compared to the comic is bad, the Turtle universe is not the same as the Batman universe. That when they did the Master of the Universe crossing over into the Injustice universe, they're in the same universe, just a different planet.
Yeah. And like in the Batman movie, like in the little TMNT Batman movie, they shared the same universe, but in the comic, they had two separate universes. Like Batman was from DC and TMNT was from its own universe. So
Okay.
they didn't get into the dimension stuff or whatever in the actual
Oh.
movie.
Oh,
Now-
if we could talk about the movie for a sec, of the Ninja Turtles Batman movie.
If you want to talk about that horrible ass movie, we
I
can.
didn't think. I was like, I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh,
was
I-
alright.
Like, okay, the fight of Shredder versus Batman was awesome. Where Shredder basically had beat Batman. And right after this is the part that really bugged me about it. Is right after, like, maybe 5-10 minutes after the fight, he meets up with the Turtles at the Batmobile. And then Batman beats him like nothing had happened.
telling
Yeah,
you.
I'm not
telling
gonna
you.
lie to you. That was like, and even in the comic, like I'm just like, I mean, I'm a huge power scaler, and obviously I'm a huge turtle fan, but I'm just like, nah, Batman ain't taking all 4 of the turtles out like that. I'm like, nah,
Yeah, the thing
just
is,
made them
though,
look like
he was
amateurs.
also-
I
Yeah,
think
like
that's
it
something-
looked like they were like some putties or something, man. I was like, oh no.
yeah.
the
Now
thing-
to me, all right, go into it.
keep going on, but after that, in the fight, they show Batman and Leonardo sparring, and Leonardo beats Batman, and Batman goes, "I'm still one of the effects of that thing Shredder did."
Mm.
And then Leonardo explains it how pretty much anyone who gets hit by it dies.
Mm.
Pretty much,
Right.
but somehow Batman survived it, beat all 4 turtles no problem, then couldn't fight Leonardo, lost to Leonardo, and used that as an excuse.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah, I do think.
I'm not.
Yeah, like I said, not my favorite crossover, but it was all right. But to me, the
I like the
best
comedy,
Batman
though.
TMNT crossover is the one with the Batman the Animated Series in the 2012 Turtles. That was the best TMNT Batman crossover in my opinion, because I felt like that was more well handled in both universes. Was
I
like,
gotta read that one. I haven't read that one.
oh yeah, that's pretty good. If
I,
you like,
I think there's 2 of that one and 3 of the 3 of the animated, 2 of the anime one, and 3 of the comic book one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going back to the comic, have you guys noticed in that last panel, they mentioned a time loop.
Yeah,
So-
oh yeah,
So-
because I think
yeah. The time
go
loop explains why the turtles are fighting in the arena again with the Triceratons.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's it might have. That's why I'm saying, like, I think this might have happened before. All this stuff had broken out, and Renette's just reliving it, so she might have to change a variable or something to avoid He-Man getting mutated. That's my guess, anyways.
No, my guess is the whole mumbo jumbo of them both being together. The time loop happened, which is almost merging their 2 timelines, or no, merging the 2 universes together.
Okay.
But you know what? One thing I did enjoy in the comic. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yes, where like they're talking about at the end, it's Donatello speaking with Splinter. And they go, Splinter, Duncan, or Man at Arms. He kind of took me under his wing, Tinkers Unite, and he told me something. It's a secret, but in a pretty tough moment for him, he said, Prince Adam is He-Man. A kid our age is the champion of a whole planet. And Duncan said, if he could have stopped He-Man from taking up the magic sword and becoming He-Man, if he had, he thinks maybe Adam wouldn't be missing. He said he knows Eternia needed a hero, but sometimes he wished he just let Adam be a normal teenager. And then Donatello asked, I was just wondering, did you ever feel that way about us? And then as it closed, you see April holding on to Splinter, and Splinter looking with regret, saying, Donatello, every single day, my son, every single day.
Kind of reminds me of that Zordon conversation that Master Splinter was having with him in that Power Rangers crossover. They were talking about how, like, they wish that the kids that they took in, they wish for a normal life for them, but they have to have a call to action and all that stuff type of moment.
Okay, yeah. Speaking of that one, I don't like how it kind of bugged me how Leonardo was not the Red Ranger.
Oh, nah, I'm good with him being the Blue Ranger. That's just me though.
No,
Well, I
like
get it because he's the leader and all that. Yeah.
to me, it's because of the weapons. Like Jason uses the sword.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Like
The blue. And ironically, Raph should have been the Blue Ranger, as he uses the size. Oh no, Raphael should have been the Pink Ranger. Sorry, no, the Yellow Ranger because he uses the size. And funnily enough, Donatello should have been the Blue Ranger because they both have like a staff.
There's an axe or a staff.
Oh yeah, power. That's it.
The Axis was the Black Ranger.
Yeah.
That was that. Yeah.
My fault.
And April became the Pink Ranger.
Pink Ranger.
And Shredder became the Green Ranger.
But if I'm not mistaken, with the lore of the Power Rangers, it goes down to the Power Crystal, and the Red Power Crystal has always been the, I guess, one of the more stronger Power Crystals. But I mean, that's if they take things that far. But I mean, I think to me the highlight of that Power Rangers TMNT crossover was Shredder and the Green Ranger.
No,
yeah, I guess that got a lot of people's attention to it.
Highlight for me was in the sequel. Did you guys read the sequel one?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I did.
I got all the comics.
Yeah, I got the whole sequel.
Where the Power Rangers lost contact to the morphing grid, so they couldn't morph anymore. So they became mutated into their dinosaur crystals.
Yeah, I did like that though.
Mm-hmm. But okay, getting back to the comics, the issue 1, we did veer off track a little bit. So
we're getting into that a lot, I bet.
Sorry about that.
I mean, it's all good. It is TMNT discussions, but I just in case somebody's hopping in as well.
Right.
So, with this being the case, do you guys think that we're going to get? Do you think He-Man's going to fight the Turtles in this Coliseum? Like it's going to be like a 3-way battle, or do you think He-Man's going to join the Turtles to match up against the Triceratons?
I want to say it's going to be both.
Yeah, it may start with them being He-Man versus the other two, and then switch it so He-Man joins the Turtles, or it's just going to start with He-Man with the Turtles, as He-Man is just normal He-Man, not mind controlled or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, like yeah, I wouldn't say it's like far. Like yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna like fight, but then realize we're on the same side. I know you don't like. I think I remember you saying you don't like that trope, Jay Leno, about like the heroes and stuff because it's kind of a little cliche and generic, or whatever, or typical when it comes to crossovers, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, the clichéness of the crossovers is if they don't go that far into the lore and they give us like the basic version of them. Okay, like for instance, in the Street Fighter, it was like they just threw in Jenica for no reason, and like it was just. I mean.
Wait, hang on a minute. Do you say they were fighting for no reason?
Well, okay. I'm being sarcastic when it came to that Street Fighter. I mean, of course, to me, it just didn't seem as planned out, well thought of compared to
comic.
The Street Fighter TMNT. It just appeared to me it was something really quick, drawn up to get out of the way. Like a cash grab.
Mind you, it was pretty cool how like the whole thing was. It's actually set in the Ninja Turtles comic universe because you're a mutant town, so everyone knows who the Turtles are, and so the Turtles enter a Street Fighter competition and fight each other.
Yeah,
and I can't say here. I have the Leonardo, Ryu, and I think of the Chun-Li and Mikey figures. Those are
I didn't know they did. I didn't know they did Street Fighter figurines. Hold on one second. I'm still here with you guys. I just got to do something real quick. Y'all can keep it going.
Yeah. So what you saying?
I have the two packs here somewhere.
Huh. I didn't know they had. Well, I know they have Street Fighter figurines. I just didn't know they had a little thing with the TMNT when it came to figurines, though. But it would make sense with the comic and all that. But I don't think. I mean, I know it's following the lore and the history with the Mutant Town stuff since, Jenica's kind of there. But I don't think it's set actually in the IDW comics though, because some stuff just doesn't like line up, like Shredder being evil all of a sudden. That was kind of a little weird. I mean, well, he is supposed to be evil, but in the IDW they reformed him at that point after Mutant Town and all that stuff. So like, I'm just like, this is probably like an out of continuity type of story. And plus with the Street Fighter stuff and all that.
Sure, because the comic has the Turtles and Jennica in it.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, but I just don't think it's like it is published by IDW, but I don't think it's like in the same like kind of like it has that same linear history, but I think it's like a different.
I didn't feel like they didn't give us enough of anything from that IDW series besides Jennica. It was like the Turtles met up in the fighting tournament, and then whatever the Street Fighter had going on, the Turtles were just aiding to go along the Street Fighter story.
Yeah, they were just having a little tournament and stuff, but it wasn't really much explained or anything, or just they were just there for fun. But I do get what you mean though, because that was also one of my things too with Jennica. Is like, why is Jennica there? Because now it's a little bit uneven, unless you threw in a fifth Street Fighter like Cammy or something, or Dalsim or whoever from Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, and then I will say though, with this Turtles Grayskull issue, I'm going to use this issue as a measuring stick for anybody who wants to bring a powerful being against the Ninja Turtles.
That'd be pretty cool. But but He-Man, even though I did say he was on Superman level, like even if you were to like nerf He-Man a little bit or lowball him, I'll say He-Man's at least mountain level or so. Like at his weakest, if you were to go that far.
Okay.
And I think the Turtles will be able to handle that because they fought characters that are like on that level sometimes, or took in hits, or like Bebop and Rocksteady, for example. They can like do things like level buildings and punch train cars, and the Turtles beating them like various times. So yeah.
To be honest with you, for Dark Horse Comics to pick these segments, these moments, these characters, and these properties from the Turtle universe, to me, they just know. I mean, I just felt like they're passionate TMNT fans themselves, these artists or whoever was in charge of writing this story in these panels.
Oh yeah, definitely. It seems like they're kind of, I know I keep going back to Power Rangers, but it seems like they're kind of doing the same thing with Power Rangers, where this is like kind of based off the 87 cartoon. Like, because they have the design for April and Master Splinter, and like, Leatherhead and Slash, they're both villains and stuff working for Shredder.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what they're kind of basing it off of. It's pretty good though, and I'm not complaining. I'm just like, oh, I see where you're going with this.
Okay, so yeah, according to the Turtlepedia, they're non-canon issues.
The Street Fighter thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like, I think it's in a separate universe, but it follows the same history a little bit though.
There's one thing about that though that I'm not so sure of. They say they're non-canon issues. Batman Ninja Turtles 3 crossover, Donnie specifically mentioned talking to Batman about how he had died by being beaten up by Rocksteady and Bebop.
Oh, that could have happened in that universe, but no, I don't think the Batman TMNT crossover is canon to IDW because, for example, like Baxter Stockman, he's like a mutant fly inside the first crossover, which he never turned into a mutant fly in the IDW comics. He does have like mutants that are like a crossover between flies and cyborgs called Flyborgs, but he himself never became a fly like he did in the 87 cartoon. And plus, Shredder's hair. Are you talking about the movie and not the comic? No, that's in the comic because Stockman, he was in the first comic, but he was like a mutant fly though, which he's not a mutant fly in the IDW comics. And Shredder's hair is brown in the Batman crossover, but it's supposed to be black in the IDW comics as well. And it's styled differently.
Yeah, I was about to say it's been a moment. I'm not in the position to reference the Batman, but knowing Torvik and wanting to get down to the facts, he's about to go to his TMNT library. He's about to get to the bottom of this, and that's why I love Torvik for this, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's been a while since I read these crossovers myself too, but I'm just like thinking because these are the first questions I kind of have when I read it, and I'm just like, nah, this ain't a part of it. If I see like a couple of details that's a little off or whatever, I'm like, yeah, obviously, for example, this crossover, it's not a part of the IDW universe because, these things don't really happen like that, or Shredder's not like working with Krang like that per se.
Okay. Also to add, would you think that there's a possibility that any one of the turtles will get like a secondary mutation or like a buff?
I wouldn't say mutation wise, but like I said, I think they might like if they're gonna get a buff, it's definitely gonna be like through magic or something.
Okay.
Real quick though, I guess I can show off like some of my He-Man comics right quick. I do have some.
Hell yeah. You got to. I just want to let you know your camera's not on.
Yeah, there you go. All right, these are basically He-Man comics from like the. So if you guys don't know, well, I'm pretty sure Tori, you know, but there was a He-Man cartoon back in like back in 2002, and all that. And these are basically some tie-in comics to that. And I basically love the style and the redesigns of the characters and stuff. Like for example, we know like Sorceress, she wears like a bird costume like this. Let me go to it. Mikey with his little hair out. So like we see that's how the Sorceress looks like in like most stuff, but in the older in the 2002 He-Man series, she used to look like this. I used to love that design because it kind of is like, oh, that definitely makes me take her a little bit more seriously. Or she looks like Ra kind of inspired, like Egyptian and all that. But yeah. But this is kind of almost the whole series from Image Comics from like the 2002. Nothing too crazy or whatever, or lore breaking, just a little side story. Got Skeletor right there. Man in Arms. But yeah.
I like it. I like that art.
Oh yeah, definitely some cool covers and stuff.
Yeah, like with my age, I kind of missed out on the He-Man wave. I think He-Man was on his way out the door.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, even though I know this stuff too, I mean, I just like kind of jumped in around like, well, roughly around like 2019, 2020 with this some of this He-Man stuff. So I was like, oh, because I was more of a Thundercats fan than a He-Man fan. But I was like, oh, okay. And then like I went back on the 2002 series later, and I was like, yeah, I remember this coming on when I was like a kid, and I was like, man, this was. Yeah, because this came out around the same time as the 2003 show. So I was like, yeah, the TMNT 2003 show. So I'm like, yeah. So like that would have been like, awesome if they kept going because they really have some good storylines and all that other stuff. So I definitely recommend checking out that show because honestly, that's like the blueprint for me when it comes to like He-Man lore and all that.
What streaming service you think has picked up that He-Man series?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of just watched it on an online site.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I gotta look at. Okay, I gotta find that myself. Which I guess because this is also going to turn into audio, but yeah, I mean bringing in Renee and then Renee. So Renee was imprisoned, or she ended up traveling. Yeah, she ended up traveling, and the turtles were already in prison. Now, the question I have is I never read the comic of when the turtles first ran into the Triceratons. So is this exactly what happened in the comic with the Triceratons and the turtles? They started off like imprisoned.
You're talking about like from Mirage?
Yeah.
Nah, Renette, she wasn't there. I think this is like, I think Renette met them a little bit later, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I was saying when the turtles, not Renee, but is this how the turtles first went up against the Triceratons? What we're looking at?
Yeah.
And then Renee is showing up in that particular moment of a Mirage comic. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it looks like
what happened is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Triceratons were on Earth, and the turtles smuggled onto their a spaceship ended up in space, and that's where they got captured because they would put themselves in a deep trance so they would survive because there was no air.
Yeah. In
And
the
after
Mirage
they came
comics,
to,
though,
they were captured.
I'm gonna try to.
like in the Mirage comics, it was kind of a little different because like what happened to the Turtles? So basically, that was when the Turtles were looking into TCRI, and they had ended up in some kind of like teleportation device that kind of sent them to like another planet. So they kind of spent like a couple of weeks in space, trying to like protect. That's where they met Professor Honeycutt, the Fugitoid, and all that. And then the Fugitoid, he was kind of being out like they were trying to capture him because Professor Honeycutt, because they wanted to force him to make a weapon for their planet and all that stuff. And the Triceratons was also competing for that too. But they managed to capture the turtles, and the reason why they wear those little breathing packs is because the Triceratons, they breathe in nitrogen compared to oxygen, so the turtles need that to kind of survive on their planet, and the Triceraton vice versa when they come to Earth.
Okay, I'm trying to see their first appearance. What comic it was? First appearance was in Gobblegook #1. Fugitoid. First appearance is in Gobblegook issue 1. I'm not even familiar with that. It had its own.
Oh, I never heard of that either. I think it might have been like, it could be like, I'm taking a wild guess, but I want to say it's like issue 6 or something. It was like definitely like the early issues of Mirage when the Triceratons first appeared.
Hold on, look, hold on. This is about to get wicked. So this is on. I think this is Turtlepedia. Yeah. TMNTpedia. Gobblegook. Gobblegook was the inaugural publication released in 1984. Although it does not contain any Ninja Turtle stories, first appearance of Fugitoid and related characters. Features in advertisement. So I guess in a particular, so the Triceraton's first appearance was in this.
Yeah, it probably was. I mean, because sometimes they might have some side stories or whatever, and then they might just like bring it back into the mix with the turtles or something later.
And then, so it was Turtle Universe. I think it was that. Was that the particular comic series that we first got the Triceratons?
Yeah, that image right there. That's the cover for the Mirage comics when they first met the turtles, not met the turtles, but the turtles got into it with the Triceratons. That's one of the earliest comics.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, they're definitely playing heavily homage.
Yes.
Now,
oh wait, were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna ask. Now, do you know by hand if any of the artists from Mirage, if there's any artists that's moved over to Dark Horse?
Not that I know of. I mean, I don't really keep track of too many of the Mirage artists.
I didn't know.
Yes, some of them might be like guest artists or guest writers, so they're not really there for long, and it's not really treated like canon like that per se sometimes.
And then I apologize for cutting you off. You were about to say something.
Oh no, I was gonna say, man, I forgot. Triceratons. Well, oh well.
Damn it, I suck.
You're good.
Presumably stop by.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna say like even with like Leonardo and Usagi, they didn't like meet in a specific like TMNT comic or anything. They kind of met like in a story. I think it was called Turtle Soup or something. So like sometimes stories like that might be told, even though it's canon, it's like told out of story or whatever like that sometimes. Because like Leo and Usagi, they started off as enemies and like had this whole misunderstanding and stuff. It was like, oh, this guy's trying to fight me and all that stuff or whatever, that kind of thing. But they squashed it when they realized, oh, you're not a bad guy after all, because you had this chance to kind of kill me and you didn't take it.
Okay.
Well, and the fun thing about that is that in they've had different versions of the turtles meet Usagi, but it's the exact same Usagi in every comic.
Yeah, because the two versions that Usagi's met is the Mirage and IDW versions and stuff.
Also, the 2003 animated series.
Wait, they met. I'm not sure if that's the same Usagi though, because he kind of seems a lot more different. It is.
I mean, well, okay. Are you saying that in reference to there hasn't been a moment to where every time they've introduced Usagi in every series, he's already have had a relationship with the turtles?
I think so. Like
you know, did I describe that right? Like no matter what, like how they revamp the turtles,
well,
they've always seemed like they have a relationship.
I'll say this, because I know what he's talking about, and it's like, because I was thinking this too, because when the IDW turtles, when they cross over with Usagi, because when they first started, like Usagi was like, "Wait, Leonardo, is that you?" Mm-hmm. And he was like, because he was referencing Mirage, the Mirage turtles and stuff, and he had that reference to them. And the IDW turtles were like, "We don't know who you are, and we can't understand you because you know Usagi's speaking Japanese, and they don't speak Japanese except for like Michelangelo." So they're like, yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
Usagi.
It turns out just for whatever reason, Michelangelo knows Japanese.
Yeah,
that is an odd one. I wouldn't. That's the person I. Well.
It's there's an explanation for it because remember,
is that where he went in the? Hold on. For you to say that reference, please don't forget what you was about to say. Please don't, Jonan.
Oh no, I know what I'm about to say.
Do you think isn't that where Michelangelo went in issue 2 of IDW?
What do you mean?
Came out last week. Wasn't he out there in Japan? Do you think that makes reference?
Yeah, he was out there in Japan, and you're talking about how he was speaking Japanese and all that fluently. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same Michelangelo, but like Michelangelo has this ability, or the turtles all technically should have this ability, because since it's their past life and all that stuff, mm-hmm. They have this ability where they can kind of like, how do I put this? They can kind of receive memories and memories and skills and all that stuff from their past life and apply it to their current life. So Michelangelo, being a lot more talented and gifted and stuff, he kind of mastered that a lot better compared to the turtles. So that's why he's able to speak Japanese a lot more casually.
He didn't master it. He just knew it.
Yeah, it's a lot more casual for him. So like, he can speak Japanese without even thinking about it. Like one time when they like first established that, he was like, "Yeah, it obviously says right here in Japanese, so and so," and they're like, "Wait, what? You never taken a class on Japanese?" And he's like, "Oh my god, now I can read so much more manga now."
Nice.
But that's an ability of his though.
Did you know that technically the first 5 episodes of the original Ninja Turtle cartoon is anime?
Wait, which? Oh yeah, you talking about from the '87 cartoon?
Yeah, the original cartoon. First 5 episodes are anime.
Yeah, a lot of the old 80s shows kind of had a lot of stuff like that.
Because all the animation for those 5 episodes were done in Japan.
It's pretty nice.
I didn't know that. Did I ever ask you, Torvik, I did ask you which one do you like better from the 2000, if you like 2000 and what's your favorite variation of the Turtles as far as TV shows?
Second cartoon, no question.
Second cartoon, okay.
To me, I want to force myself to sit down and actually it'd be kind of fun to do if you want to do it sometime. Have you watched Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
That's my next goal. I'm close to knocking out rewatching 2012. Cuz I just got Paramount as soon as Tales came out.
Oh, nice. I've actually found a place online where I can watch them. Mm-hmm. And watching the first episode, to me, the animation almost looks choppy. Like it doesn't quite flow as smoothly.
I wonder if that's intentional. You talking about as far as Tales?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was intentional.
Yeah, like some stuff they kind of nerf when it comes to like the animation and all that stuff. That's what I was saying before with the
It doesn't
designs and
look
art
bad
style.
at all. But like the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that one I watched some episodes.
Uh-huh.
To me, it was bad, but the movie they did afterwards was really good.
Yeah, I thought the movie was pretty decent.
And actually be kind of fun if you'd be interested to like live stream the show and just talk about the episode as they go on and what we like and don't like about it.
I mean, I'll be down. I'll be down with that. I've kind of been doing that through that with Tales. I don't think nobody really talks about Rise that much. I'll do it, but I'm just gonna let you guys know. I am not the biggest fan of making Raphael like a tank.
Yeah, I
Crazy
mean,
Legend
always
Turtles.
was
comedically,
That's my pet peeve that I really dislike.
because comedically, Raphael is supposed to be like the shortest turtle, even though he's like the second oldest, but like the angry one, obviously. You know.
So,
Actually, they're all supposed to be the same size.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're all like 4 feet in Mirage, which I think they might be the shortest versions of the turtles.
so I am. We'll see. And then in the movie, you know, Raph was like under possession the entire time, but like the story itself was dope. I actually would have seen that Rise movie in theaters. I mean, I would see anything that's Turtles in theaters. It doesn't matter what it is, but I really would have enjoyed it in theaters.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine for for me anyways. I was fine with it being on Netflix.
Okay, speaking of which, something I just found out. The 2003 Turtles actually grew during the course of the series. At the beginning, they're all the same size of 5'2" for seasons 1 through 5.
And then like 5, 6 later on.
Then 6 and 7, they're given heights. Mikey is 5'4", Leo is 5'5", Donnie is 5'6", and Raph is 5'7".
Oh,
Wowzers.
Raph
Okay.
is taller now.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, because I like when they're at least in the 5 foot range. That makes sense compared to like being 4 feet, or definitely compared to being 7 feet tall.
Yeah, but honestly, I do like that. How like there's teenagers and they actually grew as they got a bit closer in the years.
Yeah. Actually, Jay Leno, have you seen Mutant Apocalypse?
Mutant Apocalypse.
The
Hell
2012.
yeah.
Yeah, you remember
That's
how
where I'm
Raph
at
is?
right now, bro. I refuse to fall asleep on it. I keep pausing it, bro. Yeah.
Wait, the Mutant Apocalypse? Do you mean that one at the end of the 3rd series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you remember how Raph was built and all that stuff, and he had
With
that
that
beard,
beard.
and he was wearing leather in the desert. and everything.
Donatello
He
is
got tricked into
actually
drinking
an
drinking
android.
Michelangelo's piss.
Yeah, he was like, oh no. I was like, oh my god, and that
Well, one
pizza
thing
too.
big question I have for that is, what's happened to like Bebop, Rocksteady, and Karai during all of that?
Honestly, I'm not even sure. I mean, and the thing is, I mean, I know really that Mutant Apocalypse thing, it's really an alternate timeline. It's a part of the same, you know, but it's an alternate timeline. So it's not the true ending of the 2012 Turtles. It's just kind of like, yeah.
They're kind of getting experimental towards the end of that, and this guy in particular wanted to go out of his way. And I think the reason why I didn't like get released to children is the script that the guy wrote for Apocalypse was like too edgy on the fine line.
Yeah, because I think even Greg Sice was saying like, yeah, like the guy that voices Raph, Sean Austin, I think he was like cursing up a storm and everything and all that other stuff. He was like,
yeah, originally
laughing
he said
yeah.
he said it to be very adult. Like I wish I can get if they actually recorded and get a cut of that.
Yeah.
Well, aren't they doing a Last Ronin movie?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if they made that on a hiatus or something. I mean, we could still get that movie. I can't remember if that was the movie or the game that they were talking about doing.
Well, it's both. They've mentioned that they're doing both, and the game is going to be pushed back more than the movie. But
yeah, it was the game that was talked about first, and then they pushed it back or whatever, and then now we got the movie on the way.
Yeah, apparently to IMDb, it will be out in 2025 and will be rated R.
Well, they're doing a really good job of holding and pushing it back without anybody knowing about it. I'm more than willing to guess that it's going to be pushed back.
Yeah.
And we don't know if it's going to be complete live action. We don't know if it's going to be complete animation.
Oh, they do it animation like the DC movies.
Yeah, I would prefer. Yeah, I would prefer it that way than live action.
Although I do think they well, not them in particular, but there's a fan project I think that they have going on where they had like a CG, like a very well done CGI Michelangelo Last Ronin. That was pretty cool.
I did like that test footage that that one guy did with some CGI turtles as well. If they wanted to go full three dimensional.
Yeah, I think that's the fan thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, oh yeah. Speaking of which, let me tell you guys this little story about today when I was getting the Master Universe comic.
Mm-hmm.
So this should be hilarious. So when I went to the so basically I was going to the comic book store, right? And you know, it's raining and all that stuff or whatever. So go to the comic book store. I'm like, all right, where's this Masters of the Universe comic or whatever? The lady that works there, she goes to my pull list, gives me this comic that I wanted, Final Fight. You guys are familiar with Final Fight?
Yeah, you talking about from the video game Final Fight?
Yeah, the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got like a little mini-series comic going on right now. So I've been waiting for issue 2 for a minute, but they my comic book store didn't have it, so I was like, wait, what? But they ordered it for me, and funny enough, I bought it online because I wasn't sure if it was going to come through or not. So the comic that I bought online should be coming in a couple of days, and I just got the comic today. So I'm like, with the same covers, I'm like, great.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the Master Universe comic. So I was like, so you guys have the TMNT He-Man crossover? They're like, yeah, but we kind of sold out though. And I was like,
what?
Exactly. I was like, they sold out and all that. And I was like, it was a Wednesday the other day. It just came out. She was like, yeah, I guess they didn't order enough copies or whatever. So I was like, all right, well, plan B. I'll just go to the other comic book store that I also go to, my backup comic book store. So I called them up and I was like, hey, do you guys have that He-Man TMNT crossover? And he's like, yeah, we got it. And I was like, all right, bet. So I drove on down there, picked it up. And I was like, all right, cool. And then he was like, yeah, you were the guy on the phone and stuff? He's like, yeah. He was talking about, like, you know, we were just talking a little bit about TMNT and He-Man and stuff. I was like, yeah. He was like growing up with He-Man and all that stuff. 80s, you know, TMNT, He-Man. Then went on my merry way, came back home, and that was the first thing I read.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, well, my comic book store that I go to, he had mentioned that TMNT sales have been going up, and especially with them relaunching that series. Like I told you, when we did a stream last week, issue 1 sold 300,000. So with this promotion going behind it,
they did a relaunch instead of just continuing it with the number, because they're still just continuing the comic.
I agree. I think they needed a spark though. That's why they went to issue 1. But yeah, I thought it was kind of stupid.
It was like sales were on a decline, but to me, I enjoyed the story and everything that they developed in Mutant Town and where they were going to go. But
yeah,
technically, that's what what was that? Mutination. Mutination's an extension of it. The Untold Dynasty or Destiny as well.
Yeah, so it's been up like the TMNT Universe comics.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking, like, if they had like at least one or two more years, they could have easily gotten that up to like 200 issues easily, and then just, you know, decide to relaunch after that or whatever. But I don't know, because I've been hearing IDW sometimes has been in a little bit of a slump, and Last Ronin did them a favor, so that's why they're like, okay, Last Ronin saved us, but we got to get it together. So in my opinion, that's why I think they're doing all this crossovers and stuff.
Did you guys talk about the Night Watcher comic?
I did not, but Jay Leno.
Did we on one of our discussions, or did I do that solo?
I think you did it with somebody else. I'm not sure, but yeah, I didn't read the comic. I'm not gonna lie, but I know because I think I listened to some reviews.
You know who the Night Watcher is in the comic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when I saw it, like, at first I was like kind of pissed because Raph's my guy, but I'm thinking to myself, Jenica is in a freaking abyss right now. Yeah. Like with all this relaunch, I'm like, they're not just going. I mean, Kevin
I won't lie to you.
Eastman is very lighthearted. He's not going to just fire somebody. He's going to give somebody their own little lane and do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand though why she has this secret identity as the Night Watcher anyway. Though
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe Jenica might need that boost or something. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm like, oh well, Jenica's the Night Watcher. I'm not going to read the comic. I had the free comic book day Night Watcher thing, but I'm not. No, after I found out after Jay Leno, you told me it was Jenica. I was like, okay, and that killed my interest. But maybe Jenica can definitely use the Night Watcher position though. Like it might help her character out or something.
yeah,
Because
I'm so
I
gonna
just want
read
her
it.
separate from the Turtles.
Well,
That's what I want.
I would prefer to be honest with you, because I've been trying to collect Jenica 1 and 2.
I have them.
But of her own, but like all those issues, and I don't mind Jenica. I don't mind Jenica. I don't like Venus. I mean, I don't mind Venus. My favorite additional turtle is what's that little girl named Lita? I'm really fascinated with Lita. I want them to really do something with Lita.
Yeah,
they
do potential.
One thing though about the Jenica comics, I wasn't a big fan of the artwork because when you look at like Jenica's head, it looks more like it's just a circle with the face painted on.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about that first one where she was like fighting Bebop and Rocksteady? Yeah, because that art was pretty terrible. Like literally, Jenica or her friend gets tricked into believing that Bebop and Rocksteady suddenly have a cure with the with this pickle jar with cure misspelled or the R is backwards in crayon, of course, by Bebop and Rocksteady. So that whole comic thing was pointless. Then they had a second run, which I mean, I think the story was a lot more better and the art looked a little bit more better too. But yeah, it got canceled. So
I just figure, I mean, you can. It's cool throwing in the Night Watcher and like considering that people know who Jenica is as the Turtles, like everybody in Mutant Town or whatever they're at does. If they just continue that direction of that rock star nightclub dark, halfway punk rock scene with Jenica and introducing, and if she has like her own set of mutants and people she's cool with, I'd rather see that and then randomly have her, kind of make an appearance with the Turtles, than anything.
yeah, that could probably work.
I don't want to see too much of her because you pointed something out to me as well, Joan. And it appeared like since Jenica's a bit of a hothead, but she's still like heavily skilled and more stern and conservative, like a Karai. She's like a combination of Karai and Raph. To an extent.
I guess. I never really thought much of Karai, but yeah, definitely like she's like a less angry version of Raph, basically. That's definitely how like Jenica is.
Oh, did you guys know they actually have a Usagi Yojimba Power Rangers crossover?
Issue 1 was this week. It was this week.
Yeah, I just saw that today at the comic book store.
Yeah, they put it out, and they were talking about if I was going to get it or not. And when I came in and I saw on the wall, they locked and they thought I was going to get it.
Nice.
I backed out on it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I backed out on it.
I didn't buy it. I kind of like skimmed it, but
I asked them to order me a second issue if they could get me a second issue 1. On account of I lost the one copy I had somehow on the bus ride home.
Cause I collected that most recent TMNT Usagi that they had a year ago, and it was enjoyable, but I will not go back to it. I will not go back to that Usagi.
I mean, it was all right, sort of to me, but that ending though, I was like, oh man, some of the characters getting killed off. I was like, Jesus, they're doing Usagi's whole thing dirty. I'm like, so in the regular comics, is this going to be canon? But nah, I don't know, because they killed off some major characters inside Usagi's comic, like Kitsune and Usagi's cousin, who was like his sidekick during Right Now. So I'm like, wait, what? But nah, I'm just gonna pretend like, okay, maybe this is just a different universe or something like that, or whatever. But I don't know. But I was like, okay, so Stan Sakai. I mean, I gotta give you credit for that or something. But oof.
Yeah, but I have a bit of unfortunate news. I'm gonna have to get going now.
Okay.
All right. It was definitely nice having you.
It was great talking to you, for meeting you, Jonan.
Oh yeah, it was definitely like the first thing we've been on together.
Yeah, let me come back on sooner than this. You know, I get the issues and the multiple covers if I can.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in touch with you, and just remember, like, if any issue drops for TMNT, you know, inbox me, and I'm definitely going to be inboxing you because, you know, we'll probably do some sort of discussion.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Anyway, for the discussions, generally Friday nights late would work best for me.
Late Friday nights. Okay. Keep that in mind.
Right, I'll talk with you guys later.
All right, I'll see you around, Tariq. You have a good night.
All right, Torby.
So, is there anything else we should talk about?
I'll say we can get close to wrapping this up. I guess one question I'll ask is, do you think once this series is completed, do you think we're going to get a part 2 of this? Do you think they're going to go that far?
It's possible. I mean, same thing happened with Power Rangers.
That's
But we did talk about all these. We did talk about all these other crossovers, but there actually is this one crossover. I guess I feel like I'm obligated to bring up. But have you ever heard of the TMNT Ghostbusters crossover?
Yes, I want to complete that. I only have I think issue 2 or 3 by itself.
Yeah. Now I know I've talked about how some of these other crossovers might be either questionable or some of them may not be canon, but the TMNT Ghostbusters crossover, that actually is canon to the IDW comics.
What did you think? What did you think of that series?
It was all right. I mean, this is before I started kind of collecting comics, and I was just more so reading it online. But it's pretty nice. It was cool they brought back Darius Dunn because they killed him off quickly inside the IDW comics. And the Ghostbusters thing, he was kind of like the main villain because he's dead and all that. But yeah, so it was nice having him back. And one of Kasune's brothers too. Yeah, he was also one of the main villains in that comic too.
Yeah, I gotta find a way to get to that series. That's one I haven't really ran into.
Yeah, I need to probably come back to that myself.
I've got issue 1 though. I just recently got the very first issue 1 of the Batman Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
I just got that.
Yeah, I don't have any of those comics except for like I said, the one earlier about the Batman the Animated Series and the 2012 Turtles crossing over. But yeah.
Well, anything you got anything you're releasing anytime soon, or any videos to look out for before I end the stream?
Not really. Don't have anything in mind yet. But if I make it, I'll make it.
Okay. Well, all right, Sir Donnie. Appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you guys for watching the stream. Please hit that like button. I gladly would appreciate it.